Serial fraudster accused of elderly exploitation. A man found with 70 pounds of meth in Washington County. And your weekend weather forecast coming up with highs, lows, and everything you need to know for the days ahead.
You're watching St. George News at 5. Brought to you by our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law.
Good afternoon, I'm Monica McLaughlin. A hurricane man, Shandon Gale Young, 43, faces his sixth felony charge in 2 months, accused of defrauding an 80-year-old woman out of more than $20,000. Police say Young promised to paint her home and complete remodeling projects, but failed to deliver after cashing multiple checks. He also allegedly sold her a quarter of a cow for $800, which was never delivered. Court records reveal a history of similar fraudulent schemes dating back 1 decade. Young remains in custody without bail and is scheduled to appear in 5th District Court on Friday. A Minnesota man was sentenced last week after pleading guilty to a drug charge tied to 70 pounds of meth found during a traffic stop on I-15 in Washington County. Julio Cesar Hernandez Narvaez, 35, was sentenced to 300 days in jail and will be turned over to immigration agents upon release. Prosecutors said the meth had an estimated street value of up to $300,000 and called for a strong sentence to deter similar crimes. Hernandez Narvaez admitted he transported the drugs for money, calling it a mistake he made to support his family. Now we'll take a look at your weekend weather forecast brought to you by Casablanca Resort and Casino. In St. George, it's currently 55 under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, expect a low of 39. Now, Saturday will be a mix of sun and clouds with a high of 55 and a low of 31. Sunday brings mostly sunshine with a high of 57 and a low of 32. Over in Mesquite, it's 61 and cloudy. Tonight's low will be around 43. Saturday will be partly sunny and a chance of some rain with a high of 60 and a low of 38. Sunday brings cool conditions with sun and clouds, a high of 62 and a low of 37. Up in Cedar City, it's currently 41 and mostly cloudy. Expect a low tonight of 25. Saturday will be mostly cloudy with a high of 43 and a low of 17. Sunday brings mostly sunny conditions with a high of 43 and a low of 26. Bear sightings are on the rise in Zion National Park, prompting new measures like Beware of Bears signage, bear-resistant food storage policies, and the installation of bear boxes at campgrounds to reduce risks for visitors. For more on how the park is managing these increased encounters and what visitors need to know, let's go to Stephanie DeGraw.
Officials at Zion National Park are cautioning visitors to watch out for black bears. Sightings have increased in the higher elevations. To help prevent bear-human encounters, the park is now requiring visitors to use bear boxes for food storage and other smelly items. Janice Stroud-Settles, wildlife biologist, had this to say.
Bears have a sense of smell that's 7 times greater than a bloodhound, or 2,100 times better than a human. So you got to consider that, like, if you have something in your tent or on your body, lotions or whatever that smells yummy, coconut oil, whatever, that bear's going to go for it.
Thanks, Stephanie. A St. George dispatcher and police officer were honored with life-saving awards for their heroic off-duty actions in separate incidents, saving a runner who collapsed during a 5K and a choking man in a restaurant. For more on this story, here's Cody Blowers.
In a packed conference room at police headquarters in St. George last week, Police Chief Kyle Whitehead presented 2 life-saving awards. The first of which was presented to Janessa Thornton, a 911 dispatcher with the St. George Consolidated Communication Center, who saved a man's life during a 5K run in Washington City on the morning of April 29th when she noticed a runner collapse in front of her. Here's Chief Whitehead.
The actions of Dispatcher Thornton represent her readiness to uphold the St. George Police Department's mission of preserving life.
And while it may be rare, the chief said, to have the victim of such a nearly fatal incident present for such an award, that is exactly what happened when Fred Birdhart spoke of his experience.
When I passed out, I blacked out, right, and Janessa was the one right behind me. And so the compression started, and they say about 8 minutes worth, and then I woke up and I said, what happened? Had that operation, and the surgeon was correct. He said, it's going to hurt like heck in the short term, but we're giving you probably another 10, 15 years of life. Because of her quick actions, we found out ultimately that there was no damage to my heart. And be sure and thank your guardian angel who was there when I did this. Thank you.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. To learn more about our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law, go to wewininjurylaw.com. I'm Monica McLaughlin with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5, brought to you by We Win Injury Law.